This is Chilling with the Neighbors 3 with Mr. Skyreal himself. This man I first met at Rockaferry, where he did a song at the end, which I thought was pretty cool. And we've been planning on doing this interview for some time, but this is also Chilling with the Neighbors, where we could shoot the shit. Not just an interview, it's where we could talk about anything. All peace, love, and chicken grease here. He has done a lot for the community as well, and he wants to start hosting more shows. And let's get right into it from the top, brother, what you were saying before we got cut.
Yeah, man. Okay. Appreciate you giving me this opportunity and thankful for everybody that's watching. My name is Sky Real, independent artist, 30 years old. Did my first show last week. No, not last week, a couple weeks ago now. Sorry. Did my first show down at the Perry Blossom Park called the Community Giveaway, and it was amazing. Very thankful for everybody that pitched in and just helped collaborate as we brought this to life because it was a group effort and it was successful. We fed 450 people and handed out so many donations. And there were some really nice things from Jordans to brand new clothes that had tags on them, So, it was really awesome to see. And, it just makes me excited to get going and make more events happen, you know what I mean? And, I've been getting offers left and right, to do shows, jump on a mic. So I just got to put myself out there and just get connected with people that are wanting to do the same thing, that have the same vision, that, want to see this area just have more events happen for the community. I'm working on trying to set up another free show. And I also got my first paid gig coming up June 11th at Grape Street Bar and Grill. You guys can find tickets for that show in my bio on all platforms right here on Facebook. Just click on the link in my bio and you'll see it. You know what I mean? It's the local headliner tour. Shout out to Unconventional Kings. Those guys are gonna rock the house, pull up. It's gonna be rap over a guitar. Ironically, that's exactly what I do, and you guys will see it when you hear it. In my debut EP I got coming out, The Story of My Life. I keep talking about it. Been kind of holding off on dropping it. Also, just haven't had this masters yet, so that's been the main reason. Shout out Jeff Turner, though. He's been going crazy, opening up his third studio in LA. And man, he's been working his ass off for years. So it's an honor to have, someone like him as a friend, and also just, as in that caliber where he's at, the success that he's been able to accomplish is amazing. So having someone like that, work on my music is pretty amazing. Makes me feel pretty honored, because I'm able to listen to the advice, because I understand it's my first project and I don't really know what I'm doing as far as mixing yet. So it's been to be able to get like some advice and, critiques as well as compliments, it's a good thing. So it's a learning process. I'm excited. And, you know, I just need to start making more things happen though. I got people, blowing up my line talking about, what's happening this date, you know, tomorrow night happening at the Trophy Club. Justin the Friends are going to be popping out doing a hip hop show. So it's going to be cool just to see more hip hop and rap shows pop up in town. And I know that we're just going to be building a good community around here. That's what we need, you know what I mean? And it's pretty cool to see people work together and help each other out, you know what I mean? Especially in the same genre. Shouldn't be butting heads with each other, if you're a metalhead, you got to be working with your other metalhead friends and putting on some fire shows for all the metalheads, So same thing with the rap and hip hop industry, you guys got to be, we all got to be working together so we can have, some lit shows, put on some fire shows at some fire venues, and that's what it's all about. So it's gonna be cool, making these connections and uh, getting to work. You know what I'm saying? Like just making things happen. I was pretty bummed out. I got pulled from the E40 show. I really thought I was opening for show, but it's just one closed door, another one open. So we'll see how things go. You know what I mean? It's just one day after another. Gonna push through, bro. You know what I mean? And just gonna start doubling down on my content. Been kind of slacking. I like went through like a couple weeks where just I was in a depressive ass mindset because I told everybody that I was opening, and then once I got that email, I just it hit me hard. I didn't know what to do. Same thing with like when I started this whole shit, it was all over this fucking La Russell. Sold all these albums for La Russell, 1,000 albums. You know what I mean? And I told everyone who was gonna pull town, and this guy just ghosts me and has never responded to anything, and is not coming to town. So it's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? But like, hey, when I seen him, I see it said every city with 1,000 albums sold earns a free pop up. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try to sell 1,000 albums, get a free pop up. So I just had an idea and I ran with it. And it worked though. I did do that though. That kind of made me realize like I need to drop an album so I can sell 1,000 of them. Pay my fucking rent.
And
So
that's how you
you
make
know
your
what I mean?
rent, by selling.
I need to start making merch, get some clothes out there. That's my next step right here is what I'm thinking about because I got about to start doing my rollout for the story of my life. You know, because some people don't know that I've been working on this project, so I got to start doing the rollout. Let that be pretty much all I'm talking about anymore, and then give it about like a 2 week rollout, maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking 2, 3 weeks. I kind of want to get it. I've been wanting to drop it forever, so I'm thinking get this shit out. I'm probably gonna do it on the 17th now that we're here talking about it, but I'm not gonna lock that in. Just 17 is my favorite number.
Nice.
Um, we'll see.
Most indeed. Got a whole future
It just
ahead.
kind of depends on when, like I said, I'm waiting on my masters. So it's gonna be 7 songs, and it's very like an emotional ass project. That's why I've been kind of holding off on it too, because it's like not the same as like I don't know how to explain it. It's not like something I want to drop and then just hope people are getting hype on it. You know what I mean? Because it's it starts from track 1 and it goes to track 7 and it fucking puts you through, a wave of emotions. You know what I mean? Like from track 2, 3, from track 2 and 3, I'm bawling. By the end of track 1, I'm crying. Track 2, you know what I mean? I'm literally in tears as I'm performing the song onto the microphone in the recording. And then track 3 is called Cloud of Rain. So it's like the whole chorus is me bawling to the point where I can't breathe, drowning in tears. And then I finally get mad, and track 4 is when I fucking stop crying and just get mad. Track 5, I've like reached that, insaneness, you know what I mean? And then track 6 is a weird come down that's just kind of like a euphoric high storytelling. And then track 7 is my single. So it's just kind of leads up to that. So it's a pretty weird, I put it together in a way that I want the music to tell a story, not just the lyrics, not just the songs, but like I put it all, like each song has an emotion and I put it in a way to where you're gonna feel what I want you to feel, you know what I mean? And it's kind of so, but that's if the person gives me the opportunity, you know what I mean? That's if they can sit through 23 minutes of me, you know what I mean? If they want to give me the moment of the time and not skip it and just listen to what I have to say. Cause it's like, I think I'm a pretty amazing songwriter. I think I have what it takes to send songs to Nashville and get them fucking published and become a Grammy winning songwriter. Like, on God, I think I can write some pretty amazing songs. And, it's just a whole different ballgame when it comes to actually recording them, mixing them, mastering a song,
Yeah.
and performing them too. Shit, I'm learning. It's different. It's you try to perform, you stack up multiple songs. It's different when you have to jump around and try to put on a performance. So it's a learning process. I'm excited to finally be doing it. I've been wanting to do music my entire life. It's been something. It's just in my blood. So it's been cool to finally have this opportunity to just focus on it and believe in myself for once. Even if I don't get to where like I'm already winning. You know what I mean? I already got past that. That was that part where I won is like I stopped myself from even starting because I was so in my head about it and something just changed, something changed, you know what I mean? I grew up and I became, someone different. I guess I killed my ego, you know what I mean? But anyways, I feel like I was kind of yapping a lot. That's kind of the point though, isn't it?
Gapping. Gapping?
Yapping.
No, I
All right, pick a card. Think of a card.
think of a card.
Yeah.
Ace of Spades.
That's the Ace of Hearts. Okay, hold up. Let me find the Ace of Spades.
All right.
Not looking at the cards. I'm gonna fucking shuffle them like this,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna, bam, cut straight to it. Damn, that didn't work. That would have been crazy, huh? If I just went
Right.
and just fucking, boom. Damn. Okay, I tried. You know, third time's a charm. We're just gonna fan them out like this, and then it's gonna be right here. Watch. I'm just gonna cut straight to it. Boom. I didn't do it. I lied. But it would have been cool if I did. Damn, there was the king now. I want to learn magic, and I can kind of do it sometimes, but I've never tried to do anything inside the camera. So I don't even think the Ace of Spades is in this card. I tried to find it. Oh, it's right here. Look, I found your card. uh, yeah, man. Anyways, so yeah, track one to the story of my life. The Tide is Strong, featuring my kids, Jackson Zay. Kind of just tells a story, the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like I put them first, but it hurts, not being with them all the time. So like you hear that in my lyricism, you know what I mean? And my kids, like I wanted them to write their own lyrics. That's what I envisioned. Isaiah did. He came up with the hook. And I wanted Jackson to write his own verse, but he ended up not wanting to. So I ended up writing his verse in a way that made it seem like he wrote it.
Okay.
It was kind of, you know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
like I said, I'm a pretty clever songwriter. So and then that just inspired me to the way I wrote the song was like the kids are rapping in their perspectives, you know what I mean? And so they just rap my lyrics, and um, it's pretty cool, you know what I mean? It gives it makes it like an authentic vibe. And I've always wanted my first song, because I've been, like I said, I've been wanting to make music forever. I always wanted my first song to be, for my son or my kids. Like I've been wanting to make music before I even had my second son. So my first song was supposed to be for Jackson at first, so it's cool to see, me be able to do this and not make it like a song that's um directly, like it's something that like anybody can vibe with, you know what I mean? Even if you
Yeah.
don't got kids, it's a wavy little vibey. That's how we're gonna start the track, and then it goes into it's like this is how I put it this way before without explaining any. I won't explain anything after number two, but like at the end of that song, the Jackson and Zay, they rap their verses, I rap my verse, and then uh it ends with a voicemail to my dad, telling my dad that we just left the studio, made a song, and I want him to record, a song for Bobby. And Bobby's my brother that passed away. And then track two starts with me walking in and my dad just on the mic, like, "Hey, what's up, man? Let's make this song. Let's get it going." And then like he starts jamming on the guitar throughout. I mean, you probably know my dad. You've seen him at Rock Fair around, I'm sure.
Yeah, he
So he
came
just
with you
starts
that day I
jamming.
met you.
Huh?
He came.
Oh, he was with me?
I think he was. That's who you introduced me to. He said, "Yeah, this is my dad." When we first met.
Yeah. So he's on the project with me, and that was what was. I had this done since my birthday, and my birthday was in December. So I just yeah, I needed my dad to get on the track, and he finally did. We did it, and he it sounds great. I'm just waiting for the masters to come in, and I didn't really know what I'm doing when it comes to mixing yet. So Jeff's gonna do his best to make it as, because he's not mixing nothing. He's just trying to master it. You know what I mean? I didn't understand what the hell that even is, but I'm starting to get it now. I don't know. It's so confusing, but Logic makes a little bit more sense than I would use everything. My first EP is all recorded on GarageBand, so it's not gonna sound great, but it's also not gonna sound horrible. It's my first project. I got over that. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck it. If it only gets 10 plays, that's cool. You know what I mean? I don't care. I'm just gonna finally drop it and then make content for it and chase the dream and keep moving forward and make the next one. Like I already got the second project in the works, and it's totally different. That's what's cool. It's just shows the versatility, and it's going to be an extremely different emotional roller coaster because the first one is raw and authentic and real, right? Just talks like this is who I am. This is me as an artist. This is me being honest. This is me as a songwriter. And then the second one is like this is also me. This is fun, and it's just like my other side of me. You know what I mean? And I give a taste of that. Because I have track 5 in the story of my life is called the OTF interlude. So it's as an interlude, it's going to be a different vibe from the whole project. So you kind of expect that. So it throws everybody off guard, and it's just high energy, and then it's a high feed. You know what I mean? It's just a different type of wave. You know what I mean? So like that's a foreshadowing. You know what I mean? Me as an artist, what I'm doing, is I'm foreshadowing for my second project is going to be my interludes. You know what I mean? It's going to be the interlude vibe entirely with an interlude that is maybe a different vibe. You know what I mean? That's a softer vibe type shit. So like that's kind of like how I am like orchestrating my mind out and the music and wanting to put like actual thought into things rather than just like piecing lyrics over a fucking YouTube beat and dropping it and thinking that I'm a songwriter. Like music is like emotion and it makes you feel things, and like you tie that with the elements of the strings and the basses and everything, you create actual feelings, and that's powerful. That's what makes shit last forever. And all it takes is one fucking song. We seen it on what last Saturday. Rejects played fucking. I don't even fuck. You know what I mean? Like I haven't listened to them since I was in like middle school.
Yeah.
But as soon as they said, "Was it give you hell," bro, I started singing every word. Like I remember, like that was like a hit.
Yeah.
All it takes is one song, bro, and it's just like you make something that is real as fuck and someone can relate to, and it just hits, and bam, and next thing you know, you're touring the fucking world, making millions of dollars. So it's like, who says I can't be that? Who says anyone from here can't do that?
Exactly. You could do anything if you put your mind to it and what you're doing. You're not just doing music, you're doing community giveaways, as we talked about. And you also said you want to do another show where you host at Rockaferry.
Yeah. So right now, yeah, that's been kind. That's I don't. I still got to talk to. I got to talk to Rockefeller. Like I have mentioned it. I've been planting the seeds. So now I just got to lock it in, and I can either go about it a couple ways. It's either going to be a free show, and I try to get as many people in there, or I can do a ticket sales, and I just feel like it would probably be cool to just do another free show, try to help people out, give them a reason to support me before they start buying my tickets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of, but then it's like the only reason why it would cost money, because it costs money to put these things on. You know what I mean? Like you need to come up on X amount of dollars to be able to get the venue and have the sound for everything and security and all that. So it's like it costs money to put these things on. Like it cost me a pretty penny to get everything I needed for the community giveaway. It's not impossible though. And so I just got to reach out to some sponsors and try to get the community support that it takes, to put uh, something on. And I guess that's what kind of humble. Like I mean, it makes me feel great too. Just like the fact that I was able to do that entire community giveaway, based off just me wanting to do that, right? Had the idea, and I executed by trusting and then just reaching out and like asking for help, and then having the right people in place to help me with that. You know what I'm saying? So it was really amazing to just see that um just kind of piece together. So right now it would be such a short notice since we're ready 1 week into May. I want it to be at the very end of the month. So we'll see. Um I've really gotta fucking get my ass in there and talk to somebody about it like ASAP. So I'm not gonna make any promises on that. Like, but I do know for sure June 11th, unless I'm on a fire because I'm gonna be firefighting this summer. June 11th, I'll be at Grape Street Bar and Grill. Tickets are on sale now. It's a competition. friendly competition with some local rappers. All right, we got Rapid Rhymes. He ain't even from Medford. It's supposed to be like a city. We're putting on for a city. He ain't even from Medford, so we definitely can't let him win. Just like bring up the competition. But he's gonna do really good. He's a great performer. Our crew's gonna be with him. I really wouldn't even mind to see them headline the show. Uh, All Cash Play. He's also a great performer. He got some great music. He's from Louisiana. Both these guys performed at the community giveaway. So it's gonna be awesome doing another show with them. They killed it. And then B Style, he's been doing his thing, and he actually got to meet Tech Nine and everybody uh, on Wednesday. So I was jealous of him because I just got to get in there. He actually got to meet the guys, but he's gonna be there, and he's really cool. I like his vibe. He got that hip hop style, just like uh, Rapid Rhymes. It's gonna be just a really fun, cool vibes, and we got you know unconventional kings. I know nobody knows them, but like people maybe check them out. See if you want to show up to their shows. I listen to music. It's fire. They got the guitar with the rap, and I do that in my song "Cloud of Rain." My dad's playing the guitar and "Fly Away." So from 2 to 3 in my project, it's just an alternative rap that like I just add guitars to a hip hop instrumental, and it kind of creates this groove. You know what I mean? And it was unique. And then here it comes out of nowhere, Unconventional Kings, and then I find out they're doing the same thing. That their logo is a guitar and a microphone. So it's kind of cool how the universe played that out. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be awesome to just rock the show. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go talk to Grape, and figure out the logistics and see if my dad's willing and able to pull up and perform with me, because it would be really cool to have my dad just jam the guitar while I perform, Fly Away and Cloud of Rain. Because if I headline the show, I'm gonna have to run through my whole entire project, you know what I mean, and then do my singles. That way, people will have a full show, a headline.
And when you
But either way, I'll get 15 minutes, I believe. So it's either I'm gonna be last and I get like a 25-minute set or a 30-minute set, or I get a 15-minute set and I'm like one of the openers.
when you
But it's gonna be all night. We're gonna have a good time. Tickets are like $20 with fees or something like that. And then there's VIPs for $50. So, $70 total. You gotta purchase tickets under the artist you want to support, because it is a competition. Whatever artist out of those that I mentioned that has the most ticket sales, they will headline the show. So I think everybody already knows that Sky's gonna headline the show. Let's just buy tickets under Sky, and that's gonna be all we gotta do. Buy them tickets under me. I headline the show. It's gonna be my first show I headline. It's gonna happen at Grape Street Bar and Grill, and we're gonna show the community that we don't need to shut down Grape Street Bar and Grill. It's not the fucking place that needs to get closed down. It's just the people. You never see Grape Street get crazy and people calling on, Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. You know what I mean? It's always Saturday nights when people come out from out of town and it gets too wild. You know. Anyways, that's just what I mean. We're talking when yapping. That's been on my mind a little bit. Everyone talking about Grape Street getting shut down, and I don't even freaking drink, and I don't even care for alcohol. I I can only tolerate those people when they're drunk, like having too much. But like I like going for the music and dancing and just being around, socializing, talking, and like especially now that I'm doing content and music and shows coming up, I go out there. I tell all these drunk people to buy my tickets. And it works. I sold 1,000 albums. I sold all these tickets. E40 was popping. And now, June 11th, Skyreal, Unconventional Kings. And they're actually affiliated with Strange Music and Tech Nine. They're opening up for Tech Nine in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The only reason why I didn't open was because um, J Max Productions took over this part of the region. And so down in like Arizona and New Mexico and onward, they have Live Nation is the production company that took over for the tour, and so they got the infrastructure to support the locals artists or whatever. So It is what it is, I guess. But it's pretty cool though that these guys uh, are opening up for Tech Nine and E40, King ISO, and know them personally. And they're going to be pulling up into town, doing a show for everybody, and I get to be a part of it, and might even headline it. They might be opening up for me. You know what I mean? So that's going to be cool. These guys open up for Tech Nine, and they're going to open up for me. So, shit.
And I did see that on during that concert with Tech Nine and E40. So I saw that your live. You said your phone died. That you could even like.
Dude, my phone died way before the show even started. Like right when pretty much right when ISO came out, my phone did, and I didn't have a charger. I was just in the moment. I was living. I was living. There was a lot of beautiful women out there dancing, and um, I was just having a good old time. You know what I mean? These guys were playing music, and that's all. Like I love music, so. But most importantly, though, at this concert, man, I really focused. I was in the moment, you know, and like not only was I really just like living it up with everyone around me, but I was also paying attention to like what these guys are doing, you know, the really small details, you know, as they're performing and you know how they're maintaining their breath control and you know their postures with the microphone and crowd control, and it's just remarkable, especially to see like you know someone like Tech Nine, like that guy can fucking put on a show. He can perform his ass off and really tell a story throughout his performance like that was just one of the best. One of the best. I think Kendrick Lamar still is the best performer I've seen live, but Tech Nine's up there too.
And this the biggest concert you've been to, like anywhere, or have you been to other concerts as well?
No,
I know
I've
you've
been
been to
to yeah, I've been
Rockefeller, of
to
course. I know you've been to Rockefeller.
no, I've been to quite a few. Man, my dad is a rock star, bro. He's been so I grew up helping my dad set up for concerts. Me and my cousin, we would be wheeling in the big Marshalls and shit. You know what I mean? So we'll be setting up these Marshalls and helping my dad hook up because he could play guitar. So um, I grew up going to concerts since at a young age. Uh, actually snuck into a Tech Nine concert a long time ago when he came to Medford. He was at the Armory, and I fucking snuck in there. I jumped. I think I was in eighth grade, maybe.
Wow.
I jumped the smoking area fence and then just like, I was in there. That's how it was. They had the smoking area on the side where like kind of close to Walmart. I just hopped that fucking fence and I got up in that bitch. It was tight. And then best part about it, I'm not even capping. No cap. Not wearing no cap. Not today. Uh After the fucking show, I snuck around the back on the other side of the fucking thing. His tour bus was there. And I snuck on the tour bus and like because there was a VIP line, and I got to fucking go on the bus and meet him. At the time, I was wearing these like white, green, and pink limited edition Jordans that uh, my homie Robbie had. He died, rest in peace. But that's the only thing I had on me, and so I had him sign those Jordans. I ended up selling those, and then um, I asked him if he wanted to smoke weed, and he just totally said he didn't want to smoke weed with me. That he didn't smoke. I was like, damn, you don't smoke weed? But then again, I realized I was also a little kid, so I'm like a kid fucking asking Tech to smoke weed. Like he's like, no, I'm not about to smoke with no minor. Get the fuck off my bus. Like, get out of here. You fucking crazy. That's how wild I was. No, am. I'm still am a fucking wild one. But man, I really fucking I thought about jumping up on stage. And if it wasn't for B Style, shout out B Style, he finna be performing at the show. Great. If it wasn't for him, I probably would have because he told me just don't do it. You know what I mean? He's like, there's the big guy, you're gonna see him, you're gonna have a mask on. Big guy, he'll fuck you up. He ain't playing. He ain't playing no games, so don't do it. And I'm like, okay, shit. And sure enough, you know, Tech comes out, he's doing his thing, and there was a big ass motherfucker, you know what I mean? And he was looking. I'm like, damn, okay, I'm glad I didn't jump on the stage. I'm about to go up on there and be like, hey, and then just whatever happened happened after that, you know. But
Yeah.
I didn't do it. At one point, you know, I ended up getting pushed all the way to the very front, and then everyone saying let him rap, and that was a really awesome feeling. So it's pretty cool that like there were actually people there genuinely bummed out that I wasn't opening and that they were actually wanting to see me do that. Like that made me feel very good and supported, because I felt like a fraud. I mean, I told everyone I was gonna do it. I'm not doing it. I mean, that's name. I felt like Sky fake, not Sky real. And it was cool to see people still support it, and then also so many people that just understand like that's life, dude. That's business. You know, I did get warned by quite a few, you know, the rappers in town. They're like, "Are you sure you're opening?" Like, did they say you're doing this and this and that? And they're like, "You got, be careful, look out." So like, you know, can't say that, they didn't tell me so, but I also, did just tell everybody like, this is what they said to me. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna run with it. So that's that. I couldn't beat myself up too bad about it. I would have went crazy. I was planning on having my kids come out with me, and that would have just been the most epic fucking thing in the world, especially with how big that crowd was. Oh my god, my kids would have killed it. So I brought them out at the community giveaway. I did my E40 set list. I wasn't planning on performing my E40 set list at the community giveaway like I did. I was planning on doing the story of my life. You know what I mean? And then being able to take that time, like my first show, I wanted to explain my story of my life and drop my project at like right before the event or at the event, like have that be my release project. But then as soon as that, yeah, as soon as I got the news or whatever that E40 wasn't happening, I postponed. I didn't drop my project, and I threw a little baby pissy fit. But hey, you know what though? I got put on the guest list. That was tight. I walked up in that bitch like I owned it. As soon as I got there, I seen the line was just like hella long, and I said, "Nope, fuck this." And shout out, nobody got mad at me for it either. Like everyone just realized that, yeah, I needed to be up there. Because then like as soon as I got there, I walk up in there, everyone's in line. They're not even letting people in, but I just walked up in there like I was VIP or something. Because I was. It was pretty cool.
That's
I was
all.
on the guest list, and then I gave away another ticket, and the security was trying to make these announcements, and they were pretty quiet, and no one could hear shit. And I'm just a loud ass person in general. I just talk pretty loud, so uh, I was like, "Hey, just tell me what you want to say, man. I got you." And so he did, and I fucking just yelling it to everybody. So it was pretty funny. I E40 man, he does a good job. Uh, I fucking love E40. So but it's pretty cool to just have that all happen, and especially like after the American Rejects, like dude, like we've been on a run right now. You know what I'm saying? And then this Saturday and tomorrow we got another. You know what I mean? Like we got Flow Money Entertainment putting on a show at Trophy Club. So now, they're opening the doors for hip hop rap artists to be doing shows at Trophy. Because I don't think I've seen a Trophy Club rap show. So it's gonna be $10. I'm broke as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. So I might not go, but if I do go, we'll see.
Trophy Club. You want to tell people where this is located?
Trophy Club. Yeah, Trophy Club gonna be on Riverside or Central. Which one is it? I think it's Central. Which one's the one that goes towards Walmart?
Which Walmart?
That's a good question too. Yeah, they both go to.
What's in between? Tell me what's in between one of
No,
these.
no, it's on the side with Sky High and everything.
Oh, so you're talking about way that way. So you're talking about towards Central and stuff.
Central. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was saying. Yeah, it's Central. So yeah, so Trophy Club's on Central, over by Sky High, in that general area. Um, yeah, it's a bar. It's a pretty cool bar. They got a nice outdoor patio. They got slot machines in there, I believe. So and they might have. I think they have pool tables as well. So you guys can pull up and check out. You know, hip hop rap show that's gonna be going on. $10 at the door. So we'll see how that turns out. I actually might go because those are the homies. Um, maybe they'll let me. They're kind of I got put on that Rocket Ferry show last minute, and they might be the homies, so I might be able to get a last minute set in again. We'll see. I don't know, but yeah, man. Um, and then Grants Pass has some great shit happening all the time. It seems like True Juice, I think it is now. I see shows happening at True Juice all the time, so that's kind of cool to see that. Uh, there's a hip hop culture out there. Bren Boy from Grants Pass, he's a DJ and he's going crazy all over from Portland to Redding to all Grants Pass. He's doing all over it, and it's pretty cool. Just makes me excited. Now that I'm finally dropping music, I just want to get out there and get connected, make shows happen, and you know, uh, get people an experience. Some real shit. Like I don't want to just always just rap my song and get off. Like I want to be able to fucking bullshit too, talk. Be a person, be a human, and then just have a good time listening to live music and just dancing. That's kind of like just what I like doing. That's just I love music, so that's what it's about, man. And then part of it too is like another side of it is content creating. It's fun. I really enjoy like filming content and making videos, and I want to start getting a little bit better. By writing I want to start writing scripts for myself, do voiceovers so my content can be a little bit more organized and clean. But it's still not bad. I get a lot of compliments and it's fun. It's fun doing it, you know what I'm saying? And numbers are starting to go up a little bit, and it's just awesome. Shout out everybody who's been watching, liking, commenting, and sharing, engaging, and on all platforms. I post on every platform. I try to post every day. I need to start posting more consistently like I have been. But like that's for me, I kind of feel like that's the secret formula. Just be consistent, post every day, and just get the fuck out. Who cares if you don't get it? If I don't really worry about what I post, because if it flops, it flops. I just post another. I move on to the next post and just keep moving forward. What I mean, learn time. And I've been doing it for a couple months now, and it's just been getting pretty good. I think not too bad.
Yeah. No, that's
But it's a lot of work
oh yeah.
doing it all by yourself. So,
But it seems like
shout
you
out
have
Spencer.
somebody to help you out, like when you're doing your videos. At least, who was the man that you said helps you do your stuff? Like, and I saw you were in an interview with a lady about something as well. At a point in time.
Oh yeah, no. So I I got this nice little light here. So like sometimes I'll set my light up and we'll do a real talk. I thought because I started making some of my videos I posted. I just have it as a real talk, and that's me foreshadowing my podcast that I want to make. Once I finally have the money, to fund for everything that I want to have going on. Because it's hot. Like once I get my LLC going, I'll be able to get these things. But yeah, I want to have a podcast called Real Talk because I'm Sky Real. So
Yeah.
real talk. Like we're just sitting here having, what I mean? And I'm doing everything in real time, which is a double entendre because you guys are seeing it happen in real time, but it's also just a reel, so it's just it's time for me to make a reel. So it's kind of funny. So I just been kind of foreshadowing the podcast. I think I got, man, we can yap about so many things like beyond music, like when it comes to like spirituality and um just life, what I mean?
Yeah.
And just real shit, what I'm talking about? Or even fucking shit that might not even be real, like aliens. I think they real. And I don't think they real, man. Like, we have to be stupid to think they're not real. But just shit like that. All kinds of crazy shit. All kinds of crazy conspiracies. Like I just want to yap about just letting our minds be free and just kind of go crazy. Maybe fucking smoke some DMT and boom, have a conversation to God about like what the hell life is. And bam, it's right there. Just have it like a free, fun, whatever, real talk. But anyways. You asked something though. I was supposed to answer.
Well, you did say that was your how I said you were interviewing that lady. You said that was like a reference to your real talk you want to do, and who helps you with your video productions? Who was the man that you
Oh
said?
yeah, yeah, yeah. My neighbor Spencer. Shout out Spencer. He's my neighbor. I've had him. He's just sometimes he'll come around and film with me, and that's been really great on a lot of the recent content. Uh, he's just been on my iPhone. He takes my phone and is the camera guy for me. So that's been really nice. And ever since this, I've been making connections with people that, do have the tripods, the lights, the cameras, the mics, and the color grading edits and all that. So it's really cool to make those connections. Just right now, where I'm at financially, I'm not able to like collaborate with them to afford it, but like now they believe in me enough, so once I do have the funds where I can, pay somebody to, run a promo package for me and shoot, 3 videos and make 6 pieces of content and have, a short reel for this, and then, I'll do all that. That'll be great. I can't wait for it. It's just, it costs money. And that's kind of like what I want to go into as well, because I like content creating in general. Just like I've really find it fun. So like a part of me, is looking to invest in a camera and have the lighting and have the whole package available for anybody who wants to invest in me, that believes in me. I mean, I want to be able to film your content, write your content, script it out for you, direct it, and then give it to you to post, edit it, all that. What I mean? Have that whole package available for a company, a business, DJ, anybody, independent artist, a band. Um, and then as well as marketing and promo offers, packages where I can make maybe, just give them options where you can get one video for this amount, or I can give you 4 videos in a month, or you get 2 videos a week. It's going to cost more and yada yada and so forth. But also have the freedom to freelance and do photography, photos, um, and just make extra money on the side, with the camera and content, as well as throwing in the podcasts, and then starting to do more TikToks. Like I don't even go on TikTok, and you like I should be going TikTok live and stuff like that, and then doing like stuff like that. So uh there's just a lot that has to get done. There's a lot to do, and when you really want to chase it, and it's just in your blood and it's in your heart, you have to fucking put in all the work, and you can't really do it alone. I mean, I'm not Russ. I mean, kind of look like him, but I can't do it myself. So I need help, and that's when like people like you and Mike, that tough shit. He been huge help too. So it's just been really awesome. Like you got. I just need the help, from the people. So some people believe in me, and it's really cool to see them come together and help me out. Spencer really like I said, he just was like, "Yo, I want to help you. What can I do to help?" And he's not the only person. There's Chicken Man, and people just that are willing to just step up and say, "I see what you're doing, and I believe in you," and it's makes me feel good because that's what it's all about, right? That's what I want to do, and it makes me want to even go harder. Now I just can't give up. I started, and my kids are doing it with me, and that's amazing. Zay likes doing the content. Jackson, not too much, but he likes to perform, and like he's a rapper. He's really good at rapping. He likes freestyling and everything. So um I'm just excited to see like what this all is going to become. Now that I know that this is just the beginning. And if I quit today, I would say I was successful. You know what I mean? I like it. I put on a show. It turned out to be great. Like I felt like now I showed myself that there is potential. I can do it. Whether I make it, super big or not. At the end of the day, I can still do it and show my kids that you can chase a dream, no matter where you're at in life or how old you are. It's never too late, and all you got to do is just believe in yourself. So it's a good message to pass on, and not just to my kids, but to other people too, and whoever needed to hear that. But my kids go hard. You know, they're just natural born stars. It's cool to watch Jackson play sports and Zay just be him, man. He's so smart. really creative, and just super naturally musically creative. Just blew me away. Like the kid can step on the keyboard and like he's been playing for years. It's insane. And yeah, I want to teach these kids how to make beats because man, what if these kids are like the best producers? I just got my kids making beats and we're just all rapping. Oh my god, that'd be so fire.
There's a whole future ahead for that, and I very well can see them going big places just as you have been. And speaking of, you told me how you used to set up concerts and stuff with your dad growing up. You want to tell us the first time you were captivated by music and what drew you to want to produce it yourself and even host shows?
Um, yeah. So my dad, growing up, he was always in a rock band, and I would go to the band practices and just see my dad rocking out. They make loud noises in the garage, and me and the kids that were all there would just be running around playing, chasing dogs and shit. And then, they would do a show, and I was young, so they could have me help, and it was just cool, just kind of like helping out, packing things in and out the truck, and um, yeah, I can't remember. I don't ever like really. I can't remember like the very first show or nothing, but I just remember. Um, I was always. I wanted to be a drummer at first. I didn't even play guitar yet, so I would always jump on my uncle Ernie's drums and just bang them around, and uh, I just like that. So fast forward, started learning how to play the guitar a little bit, and then uh, yeah, I don't know. When I was a baby, I guess, rewind a little bit, my brother taught me how to rap Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars. Like, because my brother was way older than me. He was like 20 years older than me. I have a weird family. But um, yeah, my brother was older, so he played the keyboard and he rapped. So he made beats and everything. Um, and that's what really inspired me to even start rapping and doing that. Uh, when I was in middle school, we made a song together. I forgot what it was even called, but I wrote a little verse and put it and we did a song, and that's when it started. You know what I mean? I had recorded my first song maybe early high school, like freshman year, or it was eighth grade year, like seventh, eighth. I was around. I don't even know, but that was when I first did my first became a rapper, and not really, but first song was recorded. I started by freestyling, and I would just acapella and then do some beatboxing, and then just find the instrumentals online, and then I just never stopped it. I just always would practice and practice doing different flows, and eventually it got to the point to where now I can pretty much freestyle an entire song, and you would think that it would be written, but it's not. It was just all off the top of the head, and I can do that for a while. Like it's just something I like doing, and if I'm in the mood for it, I can't do it like every single time. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood to process lyrics and do it and have the energy. But um, when I do have the energy, I feel like I'm a very talented freestyle. There's some really great ones out there, so I'm not gonna say I'm the best, but I might be the best in Oregon. You know what I mean? I might be the best in all of Oregon, Washington, Montana, and Idaho, and Nevada. I don't know about California. There's a lot of good rappers in California, but as far as freestyle rapping, I've got faith in my abilities to say I might be the best in Oregon. Um, and humbly, there's some great rappers out there. I don't care if they're better than me. I think I'm a pretty good freestyler, and just need a good beat. Um, and I also just love doing it. I I don't know. It's fun. That's how I really write too. I just have freestyle. If I don't like what I say, then I don't write it down. But if I say something I liked, and I'm like, oh, I like that. I like how I said it. That's how I find the cadence, and that's how I find my flows. So I write it down, and then I'll freestyle. I'll keep going off of what I said, and then start freestyling off the top of the head. And the next thing you know, I got a whole song made, and then I go to bed.
And do you think it's harder to produce a song compared to making the song? Like, because how you said that you can make stuff off the top of your head sometimes when you feel like it, compared to writing it
Whole
down.
different ball game, bro. I don't even know how to produce. It's insane. I tried making a beat and it was just
So you don't have a stew
not
or
me.
anything?
Huh?
You don't have a stew or anything, a studio?
Yeah, no, I got a studio. And bam, here's my studio.
Okay, heck yeah. Hey,
I
that's
got
what's
a
up.
MacBook and I got Logic. That's really all you need. That's really all Russ needed, right? Shit. So I got a MacBook, I got Logic Pro, and that's all we really fucking need. So I got that. I got an interface, I got a microphone. I don't really have the best microphone, so I need to get like an upgraded mic and go from there. You know what I'm saying? That's just a starting point, though. I had a friend come over. Shout out Bucket Hat Jimmy. He Ian came over and kind of showed me a few tricks on Logic and um, showed me about fucking parallel compression. And I was like, dang man, makes a huge difference. So I'm just at a point where it's like it's one thing to record music, you know what I mean, and it's a whole other thing to engineer it and shit. And then it's a whole other thing to just perform it. So I'm just learning. I'm figuring it out as I go, and extremely humbled by it because it is not easy at all. It is a complete fucking science to it, and there's reasons why that people spend so much money going to a professional studio because it costs a lot of money. The expense, it's like you want to sound nice, it's gonna cost a lot of money. All this shit is super expensive. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, fuck, I want to get the Newman. I want to have a Apollo, and I want to have, that's pretty much all I want. But then I can't get those because they're so expensive. So, um, gonna get there though. It's I'm gonna be busting my ass this year. Gonna go crazy, work my ass off, get a bunch of money, and take care of my finances that I need to take care of, and then invest into all of this. And best get that camera I want, get the microphone I want, get the interface I want, get the speakers I want, and then really just dive face first into it, and not get look back. Because like I said, all it takes is one song. I feel like I can make pretty good music, so I already have people that like some of my shit. So it's just gonna get better and better as I get better at mixing. And every song's gonna start sounding a little bit nicer and cleaner and crisper and um like I said, I feel like I'm a pretty good songwriter, so I can write some pretty good songs and make people feel things. And um, I've heard worst. You know what I mean? I've seen worst blow up. So anything can happen, bro. It's more about for me, my journey in music personally it's a personal thing though. I've always wanted to do it. It's never left my heart, but like me getting to this point is like a breakthrough in life. You know what I mean? Because believe it or not, or it's crazy, I know, but I've always been a very insecure person and um very introverted. Which I mean, like some people would not even believe it because I'm so out there and but like I've battled to become who I am. You know what I mean? It took a lot. I had to really like let go of some things and anyways, I've just became a different person, you know what I mean? And now I'm not afraid of, rejection. I'm not afraid of reaching out or talking to people or uh being myself, you know what I mean? I can be confident and I can be comfortable and fully love myself. And it took me fucking 30 years to even fucking say that, man. Like it took me a long time and that's what this whole journey is about. So like whoever can relate to that is probably gonna end up being a fan of my music as soon as they start listening to what I'm actually talking about, because they can relate to the shit. Like I write about some real shit that I've been through in life. So yeah, that's kind of a lot. I mean, I kind of rambled about all of that. It's good though. I've been wanting to talk about a lot of this shit, because there's so much that's been going on like behind the scenes that no one really gets to see and or hear about. So I appreciate you giving me some time, what I mean, to do this. And I know you've been wanting to do it, so sorry for making it for be delayed, but here we are. Then it's delayed, not denied, and I support you. You got to keep going out there, and makes me want to, like I said, dial in on making my own little podcast
Yeah.
going. You know what I'm saying? The real talk episodes and uh, just have a structured content. As a content creator, then I have my real talks. I have my music. I have my music videos. I have my short films. I have, you know, everything. So I'm working on that. Evidently, the plan is to have an entire website that is just me and what I have. A shop, all my merch, all my music, all my articles, my short stories, everything. Because I'm a writer, I can write a book. So yeah, I like. We'll just see how things go. But I feel like I got a lot going on, and I'm just gonna keep trying to make it happen. But it's just the sky is the limit. There is no limit. Unless I put one on myself. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I've been trying to just realize that. No one's gonna give you a fucking handout. You got to just go out there and get it and do it yourself. You know what I mean? And really just believe in yourself and build that team that does believe in you. And that's kind of what I've been doing, seeing happen now. Building a team, people that like actually believe in me, want to see me succeed, willing to help me. Um, I haven't even mentioned yet, but there will be a community giveaway part 2 happening, separate from everything else that I've already talked about. We're working on the logistics and the timing, but might try to just make it be at Hawthorne Park
Okay.
or Bear Creek.
Ooh.
Either way, it's gonna be just if we do it at Hawthorne Park, the stage is gonna be uh, a flatbed trailer,
Okay.
big semi
Cool.
flatbed trailer. Turn that into a stage, and then for the trucking company. Um, So I think that's a pretty good idea. So that's kind of what we're leaning towards, but we might have to go with the Bear Creek Park
What if you guys
and do it.
did, just as a suggestion, because you've already done it at Pear Blossom, correct? Pear Blossom Park. What if you did one at Hawthorne, and then for part 3 you do one at Bear Creek?
Hey, yeah, just keep it going. That's a good
Exactly.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, maybe that might just be what we do because I know she was talking about it, and I think Bear Creek would be a good spot. So then everyone's happy. We do it both at both locations, and yeah, I gotta talk to the kindness effect. And actually, that just reminds me. Shout out the kindness effect. They were supposed to. I was supposed to go with them, but we're supposed to be donating a lot of the leftover clothes from that giveaway to the Klamath tribe down there in the Chiloquin. So that would have been cool. I don't know if they're doing that today. They were supposed to do that today, actually. I don't know if they did that or not, but forgot about that.
I
Either
do
way, the plan
remember.
was we're donating a lot of clothes, but we have more clothes. Um, and it was really cool to see just how many people. I mean, like, bro, we filled up. I can't even. We filled up a whole shed full of clothes and shit. And like when we went through it, we only had to throw out like maybe one bag worth out of everything, and only had to wash maybe like 3 boxes worth of shit, which is a lot, but it wasn't a lot at the same time. And most of it probably didn't even need washed. We just wanted to double make sure that we didn't really get anyone sick and handing out dirty shit. So, but a lot of it had some tags on it, some brand new shit, or just some really nice clothes. And it was just really awesome to see, or complete. I had like bags and bags of tampons and fucking um even fucking a whole ass breast pump and fucking baby bag and all. It was just insane, dude. It was Jordans. Like, it was cool. Everyone was donating some really nice shit, and um there were some people that really were just blown away by it, just to see how much was given out, and some people really needed that. So it was really cool. It was really cool, and it um made me feel really amazing. And the fact that we were able to, tie God into the whole entire thing, make and really just give him the glory, because without him, like, none of it would have happened. I didn't do anything. I just sat back and prayed, and he put everything in place.
Awesome.
So what I mean. At the end of the day, that sums up the community giveaway. Just give all glory to God, and everyone else that contributed to help, because it was pretty amazing. To see that.
And this will be more of a thing going forward, as I just suggest, like I gave you that suggestion for a part 3. So it looks like, are you also gonna like maybe expand from Medford to like going to like Ashland, Roseburg, Grants Pass or something with this community giveaway? Is that the goal?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. It just kind of depends on uh the cities and everyone involved. I don't know if everyone's gonna be willing to do that. If everyone wants to be in that, I know Charity would love to do that. She was actually talking about making this. Um, at that point, I would probably have to go 1090 or whatever they call it, and go become a nonprofit organization. But I'm not a nonprofit organization, so that's not something that, like, I want to. That's not really something that I want to put my focus on, because that's a whole ass dedication in itself.
Okay.
But it is something that I don't mind doing. So, like, I guess there's just kind of a boundary there that is kind of slippery. Like, I can do all this donation and stuff like that, but, like, if I was to continue doing, like we're saying, at that point I would need to establish a 1099 or whatever they call it, and have my own nonprofit organization started, uh and that's kind of big talking. That's scary thinking. I don't know if I even am
Understood.
capable of doing that. I don't know if I'm even qualified for that, but yeah, that would be, I think, the way I would have to go. Especially if I was collecting donations and asking people to gift me for donations, I would need that. So I don't know what to do about that part of it. Because I also want to have an LLC to be able to get paid to do my content and all that shit. So it's like, I don't know if I want to focus on a 1099 or whatever to become a nonprofit when I want to get. So it was just kind of yeah. The business side of music is another whole fucking thing that no one talks about. That is just fucking absolutely insane, and it really is the reason why some make it and some don't. It's a fucking cutthroat business, that's for sure.
It's understandable. And we love what you do for the community, and I can't wait to see where it goes from there. And I completely understand what you're saying, how you may have become a nonprofit if you were to go that far limits, and that however you do it, man, we fully support you here and we love what you're doing. And when it comes to your music aspect, it seems like you want to get, like we talked about Rock Ferry, how you want to host a show there. Are you wanting to host a show outside of Medford, or is Medford like the particular spot you're trying to get get through to people more?
Nah, man, I'm trying to perform anywhere and everywhere. I reached out to Live Nation trying to see if I can open up for ASAP Rocky in Seattle, and they have not responded to me. But that would have been fucking insane. I really want to. I'm actually thinking about going down to the Bay again, because, like, when I went down to when I went down to the Bay, I didn't go to the Bay. I went to Sacramento for that Dope Era pool party. I don't know if you've seen that little episode of content I posted, but I went down to a pool party, Dope Era pool party, and I made some pretty awesome connects. And now um I got some people I need to work with down there in Oakland and San Francisco area. So it's gonna be cool to fucking tap in with those guys. Um and get shows, at Desi's. I already know I can go do some things at Desi's and make some pretty amazing content. They got a pretty awesome venue there, and it would be really cool to double down and it's not only to get to see Mr. Fab again, but perform for him. So that's something that works. I know Lil Russell is performing Saturday night, tomorrow at the fucking in San Francisco. I thought about just doing a random pop up and going down there, but I didn't have the money. I don't have the gas, so that's something that stopped me. But no, I'm trying to go everywhere like air. I'm trying to be everywhere like air. You feel me? Um, Up in Portland, I'm trying to. I got some friends up there that already do the music. So right now, all I'm doing is just showing people that I'm trying to show people I'm serious about it now, and I'm not. And I'm just gonna stay diving in it, and um, and I'm hoping the more that I actually put on things like I did my community giveaway. That was my first event. It was great. Now I'm working on my next one. I got the the E40 flop. So it is what it is. But trying to work on some more shows. The more I do things and stack those successes up, the more willing other artists and other cities are willing to work with me. You know what I'm saying? There are more established people in Portland, that I want to work with. Shout out Bremer. I've known him for years. He's from Ashland, so I know him and I are finna get on the track eventually. Uh, it's gonna be dope. And I can't wait to get up there and do some shows up there in Portland. And I got friends, A Dot, he'd been tapped in with Soul Luna for a minute, helping him out with all his shows. They do the after parties up there, so those things get pretty popping. So I know it's just a matter of time. Just once, if I mean, really, all I gotta do is go to Portland and be like, hey, here's my set list, and then I can perform. I almost guarantee it. So, uh, my goal though, doing all this, I said I want to make some good music and have some really good music videos. So I haven't made any good music videos yet, but I got some really amazing content. I got some amazing connects that um I'm saving up to invest in uh locally. Shout out uh something in the trees. Lost in the woods. I don't know. Anyways, shout out Tyler. I'm gonna work with him, and I just can't. I just gotta make the money. So I'm work my ass off to do firefighting this summer. So I heard firefighters make some pretty good money. So I'm gonna go on firefight, and hopefully it's a bittersweet to say this, but hopefully it's a busy season, so we can put out a bunch of fires, save the earth. But hopefully there aren't a bunch of fires, but at the same time, it's like I want to make some money, so there are any fires, put me on that fire, so I can save the earth and make some money. Um, and then I kind of plan on between me and you and everyone else watching, I kind of plan on hitting Alaska if I can for a couple months on the 60-day contract right after fire season, and then I'm pretty fucking stacked up for Christmas time. Kids are gonna have a good time. Um, we'll see though. See how life plays out. But anyways, what was we saying about that before? Oh yeah, I'm trying to go. I want to get a tour, so I want to get those music videos. Yeah, I want to make good music videos, and then uh, I want to do just like I want to have a little mini tour. I want to whether I'm going with somebody or not, but like just do like Washington, Montana, Idaho, Nevada, Arizona, California. I mean, fuck, even Utah, Colorado. Excuse me. Texas maybe. Like, I know people. I mean, I even know I'm a fucking in Florida. Like, I know so many people in just random spaces all over. So it's like, I want to do a tour and like go perform in all these hometowns. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be fucking amazing. And then I'll feel successful. A plaque would be amazing. But if I just go on a nice little tour, have these nice little music videos, and show my kids that you can chase a dream, then I feel like I did it. Who cares what happens after that? I don't. If I don't even get millions of views. If I don't, maybe I don't even get 100,000. You know what I mean? I just feel like just want to finally do it. You know what I mean? And make some really good music videos soon, uh, and just see what happens. Just keep chasing the dream, and maybe me and my kids get to travel the fucking world performing our music together. Not only get to see the world, but people get want are all over the world are paying to see us. Like, what? It was pretty cool. I mean, even though I didn't have a whole lot of people at my show, there was people in the crowd that were just absolutely losing their shit, singing "Dollar Bill," and my kids were killing it, and it was just the funniest. It was amazing. You know what I mean? To think about if I had that crowd of 6,000 singing that shit, dude, with me and my kids, like that would be crazy. We were at the same spot, so just imagine that crowd singing "Dollar Bill" while my kids are rapping that shit. That would have been a fucking a miracle. But yeah, man, I just feel like anything's possible.
Heck yeah. Anything is possible, and I feel like one day you and your kids are all going to be performing together, and they are also going to be starting their own thing for some time, and then like you guys come together for collaborations. You guys are all going to thrive in your own way, whether it's together or apart, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for each one of you. And thank you for giving me the time of day to even do this, brother. This was a true honor for me to have you on and express what you want to express. This is why I make this. Like, I've made for different parts of shows for the pod. This show is literally where we shoot the shit about anything. And I've been interviewing. My first one on here was Thaddeus, who you met Orlando at the Rockaferry, and then I met you at Rockaferry, which I thought was a great honor. And thank you for coming on here to express to not only me but everybody else that will see this, and this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel for people to see. I'll share it out to Facebook so people know that it was uploaded, and I hope this helps you, and I'm always going to be able to try to help and support you best I can be. I share out your videos when I see them, and I try to
Yeah,
show.
no, I appreciate it, bro. For real, I really see you showing a lot of love. So definitely, I appreciate you reaching out and wanting to do this because this is exactly as an especially as an upcoming artist, someone who just started. This is exactly what I need. You know what I mean? I need to be doing interviews. So, by all means, brother, let's not make this the first one and only one. We can do more. I like to chop it up. So, especially if we start getting good numbers, we can run up, make episodes, do real talk. So, uh, it was awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah, covered a lot, and yeah, no, I definitely don't mind. I really do appreciate you bringing me on the show. So,
Do you want to
you
say any
know,
final
just
thoughts before we get off here?
yeah, hey, like, subscribe, comment, share. You know what to do because we get paid off of interactions, not just views. So you guys gotta just comment, interact. Appreciate everyone who did watch, that's tapping in. Show some love for the boy, man. You just keep grinding. Keep pushing through every episode. Don't worry about it, and just upgrade every day. Get better in every way. You know what I'm saying? And final thoughts. Just saying, hey, God is good. God is great. You know what I mean? I really appreciate everything that he's doing in my life. And so hopefully, just by shedding a little light, that inspires the next brother or sister to come, find, the good true meaning of love and light. So Jesus is king. Amen to that. Uh, shout out my kids. Jackson been going crazy with the baseball. Zay, he's ready to get down here. Make some more music. Yeah, they are wanting to go venture off, do their own things. It's gonna be cool, man. I got my third project's gonna be wild, bro. Because like I said, like I said, final thoughts, bro. Kind of let you guys know I'm clocked in and I'm fucking plotting so far ahead. Kind of, you know what I mean. My first project is already done. It's about to be dropped. Second project is a whole different bop, but the interlude is foreshadowing. Third project is gonna be a whole other fucking bop. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be and the fourth one's gonna be even crazier. But the third one's gonna just be me and it's gonna be me a whole project with the kids, and it's so that's gonna be fun because the first two is just me, you know what I mean, and I have the kids featuring in it, but then the third one's just be me and the kids all entirely. fourth one is gonna be me and just nothing but the friends and shit. So it's gonna be crazy with the kids in there. Kids are always gonna be in there. Anyways, man, I've been working, I'm planning, I'm plotting. Sky Real about to be dropping. You know what I mean? I finna be doing the hip hop, and you better be pulling up at the shop when I start dropping my merch, cause I get it popping. You know I'm clocked in. Hey, about to get clocked in, so I get paid. About to go hit grade, so I get laid. Ah! Hey man, God bless you, brother. I appreciate you, man. You have a good night. You know what I mean? Much love to you and the
What's up,
fam.
brother?
And shout out everybody online watching, bro. My phone about to die anyways. Perfect time to end it.
Everybody have a
One
great
love.
day. Good night. Good
Have
morning.
a good
Good
night.
evening. Good afternoon. Wherever y'all may be. Peace out.